Hi, I'm Chris and we are JCD. In this week's episode, I've got two epic podcast guests. I'm at a local Opticians, but not to get my eyes tested. Instead, they're looking for a new cleaning contractor.
And JCD have their first work experience student. Let's roll the footage.
Good morning, Team JCD. It's Monday morning and we are back for another episode of We Are JCD. We've got a busy week this week, actually. One I'm really looking forward to. It's Monday morning. I am actually at the gym, which is behind me. I'm trying to be back on my fitness and doing the stuff that I know I should be doing. This afternoon, me and Adam have got a podcast in London. The rest of the week, my daughter is actually joining the team at JCD for the week because they have character week where they have to go out to work for the week. So we're going to be putting her through her paces on a couple of days. Tomorrow I've got a job to go and look at, which I'm going to take you guys on. Wednesday I've got a bit of a free day at the moment. I'm going to be in JCD office. Thursday we have another podcast guest. I'm going to leave this one as a bit of a surprise. Quite a big name within the cleaning industry, one I've been trying to get sorted for some time and we finally got it sorted. So that should be super interesting, and again we have got to travel for that one. So I'm looking forward to that. I think we're going to go to Hatfield for that one. So anyway, it's 8 o'clock, I'm going to get in the gym, get it done, and then I'll check in with you guys this afternoon when we head into the city for our podcast. Let's go. So we've finished training, push day today. I'm going to try and keep in the gym 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, push, pull, legs. And we'll see how we get on with that. So I'm going to go home now, catch up on some emails, got some bits and pieces to do, and then at 1 o'clock Adam's coming to meet me and we are going to make the trip up to London. Let's hope the journey is a smooth one. You never know when you're going up there. Got the podcast kit, it's all sorted, ready to go. This should be a good one. Let's get back to Guildford HQ and get on with some paperwork. Look at your boy in a shirt. Your boy, and this is brand new as well. I'll probably spill coffee on it. As I mentioned earlier, me and Adam we're heading up to London. We are meeting with the founder and CEO of the Cheeky Panda, which is a sustainability wipe company, if I'm not mistaken. So hopefully it won't take us too long to get there, set up, and we're going to put this podcast down. As I mentioned, we've got some fantastic podcast guests coming up soon. So let's get going because the phone's ringing. I couldn't remember. Yeah. So we've made the relatively short trip this time round up to London and we are at the Cheeky Panda HQ. We are going to be doing a podcast with the co-founder and director Chris Forbes, which we're super looking forward to. The Cheeky Panda, they do environmentally friendly tissue paper, and we're going to talk about more about that in the podcast, but they've got a wide range of products. I see their stuff on LinkedIn all the time and all over the place. I actually first come across these on a drainage job for, it was Superdrug, and I remember seeing their stuff there. So it's great to be here and have a chat with Chris. We're going to get set up and then we're going to get going with our podcast and I will update you guys after. So we've just finished our podcast episode with Chris Forbes from the Cheeky Panda company. Interesting conversation. First person that I spoke to that's dealt with a product that they've got to ship internationally. So it was super interesting to hear how he manages that process and the journey that Cheeky Panda's been on and what they've got planned for the future. But I'm not going to give you that today because you're going to have to listen to the podcast episode in a few weeks. We've got a bag of goodies here. Put some of these at JCD HQ. And that's going to wrap up our time in London. We're going to get in the car, head back down to Kent. That's going to wrap up today. Tomorrow I've got a drainage job to go and look at and I'm out and about looking at some Opticians. So I'll take you guys along for that one. So let's get back down to Kent and I'll see you guys in the morning. What's happening, team JCD? Tuesday. We are over in East Grinstead. I was with Mitchell this morning on a job, needed 2 men, so I had to go over and give him a hand, which we've done, and that's all finished up. Only took about an hour, which was good. We took the short drive, about an hour drive over to East Grinstead. We've got a medical facility that we're looking at. They've got 3 sites spread over the southeast, but this is their main one. So we've got here, we're going to have a look round, give them a price for what they need. I'd imagine, looking at the size of it, that they've got a contractor already. So yeah, we're going to head inside, see what we can do for them.
It's got a lot of the equipment actually that comes down from the ceiling.
Okay.
Just look down there, sort of, you can see.
Yeah, the dust on the screen.
Yeah, and like here, you know, it's just, yeah, it's not up to standard. So in here we've got a sterilisation unit for our equipment. So this area they don't seem to touch at all, do they? I mean, you can see from the floor.
Not just today, they
No.
never touch it.
No.
I've got to go on my knees and, you know, scrub it down with this, yeah.
So this is just like our recovery unit. So
Yep.
it actually all goes round.
We do laser eye surgery.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 So actually quick turnaround of patients and
Of course.
stuff. They've used the excuse quite often that staff are always here. We just think to have someone here all the time would just be a lot better.
So they're just coming through and just whipping through the real basics.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay. Busy.
Just down here.
Hello.
Yeah.
A busy office.
It is, yeah. And then out here.
Okay, so it all comes out the back, centralised.
Yes.
General mixed recycling.
Exactly.
Fine. Okay.
Yeah.
So we finished our walk around. This particular contract, they're looking for a housekeeper to work Monday to Friday all day, so it's nice and clean for when their patients come in, and then they're looking for a team to come in and do a short shift in the evening to make sure that their offices are clear. So we'll give this one a quote. We've got some experience with medical centres and minor surgical theatres, so that's good, so we can give a reference to this particular client. So that's going to wrap up this job. We're going to head back down to Kent now because I've got to do some shopping for my wife's birthday tomorrow, so we're going to jump back in the car and get back down to Kent. So we have just arrived back at Guildford HQ. I took a quick detour to a local shopping centre because tomorrow is my wife's birthday. I'm not going to say how old she is because if she sees it on camera she'll probably string me up by my gonads, so it's probably not worth it. So that's going to wrap up the rest of the day. I've got to get that quote off because I'm quite keen on that business because they have got other sites all over the southeast and it's a nice chunk of work. They want one full-timer and then they want an evening cleaning team, so it's a nice job, well worth travelling up to. Tomorrow we've got a few bits and pieces to do. It's my wife's birthday, so I'm going to be a little bit close, but I've got to go and have a look at a job with Mitchell, which is local in Sittingbourne, and then we have got a clean to do in the morning at one of our contracts. So that's going to wrap up Tuesday, guys. Check in tomorrow. I will see you bright and early. What's happening? It's Wednesday. I'll be honest with you, it's my wife's birthday today, so there's not much going on. Cleaning team were out last night doing another floor cleaning job for a client of ours. They've got their USA president coming over the next couple of days, so we've been doing some deep cleaning. Adam, do your thing. Mitchell's out and about. He has been up to central London today to do a tanker job, and then he's got domestic blockage this afternoon and a few other bits and pieces. I've been out this morning. I went and covered a contract with Sharon, one of our other directors, this morning, and then I've been just floating around at home. I've got to do some quotes for the job you see me at early part of the week. I'm going to get that sent in today, get that finished off. So yeah, a bit of an admin day today, to be honest. Happy birthday to my wife, big supporter of what I do. It's always nice to make sure that you have someone that's rowing in the same direction as you. I know it's difficult with partners, and I'm not here to give relationship advice, far from it. But if you've got someone that's, you know, moaning how much you're working, or, you know, moaning that you're stressy or whatever it may be, although they shouldn't have to live like that, and obviously it's your choice with work, but having someone that understands that and sometimes could pull you out of the darkness, knows when to give you a little bit of TLC and knows when to give you a kick up the arse, is not a bad thing when you're in business. I'm not saying base your entire decision of a life partner around that, but it certainly helps having someone that's going in the right direction as you. So, and I've definitely got that. So, yeah, happy birthday to my wife. Not much going on today. Tomorrow we have got another podcast, me, Adam, and our work experience. My daughter, Layla, we are going up to see a really interesting guest. Not going to give away too much. You guys will obviously have to tune in to the podcast episode to find out who that is. We've also got another podcast episode being released today. We've got Conan from the London Bin Cleaning Company. That's a super interesting episode, so make sure you guys go back and watch that. So yeah, I'm going to go inside, get these quotes done. That's going to be it for Wednesday. Shorter day today, but we have got a busy day travelling up to Hatfield tomorrow. I'll see you guys then. We made it to Thursday. I mentioned earlier, yesterday we've got another fantastic podcast guest. Today we have Jim Melvin, who is a very senior figure within the cleaning industry. I'm not going to give too much away because obviously that is what the podcast is for. So where we've got to go? Hatfield. We're going to head up the M25, I would assume, to Hatfield. It's about an hour and a bit drive. We'll jump in the car, get up there and see what Jim has got to say for himself. Let's go.
Why was the industry not recognised? Why was it not key worker? My view was it shouldn't even have been key worker. It should have been frontline, because who were the people getting buildings ready for key workers to go into? What is a £59 billion UK industry?
How much?
£59 billion industry that employs 1.4 million people.
Go on, Jim.
That puts us, I think, in the top 10%.
Whoa.
So rather interestingly, on our journey up to Hatfield to interview Jim Melvin, I've got the radio on, LBC, which is a political talk show channel in the UK. And who should pop up? Mr. Jim Melvin himself. And he was talking to Nick Ferrari about how large our industry is, a multi-billion pound industry in the UK, and talking about the lack of government willingness to engage with our industry. And considering we've just come out of one of the biggest, well, the biggest pandemic in human history, the fact that they won't engage with our industry is ludicrous in itself. So he done well. We highlighted a few points, and it was just timely that he come on as we are going to interview him about some of the same topics. So yeah, I'll have a chat with him when I get there about that and congratulate him, because it's good that you're getting the word out there on national radio, which is what we want. So we'll get up there and we'll have a chat with him. So we've made the relatively short journey around the M25. We're in Hatfield now. We've just arrived at the office. We're going to unload, well, we're going to go say hello first, have a look at the room, and then we're going to unload, and then we're going to get our interview underway. This one I am super looking forward to. Jim has had an established career in the cleaning industry, and he holds some real senior positions within organisations within our industry. So this should be a real interesting episode. So we're going to unload the motor, and then we're going to go inside, and then we're going to get started. Let's go. So we've just finished our podcast with Jim Melvin. Definitely up there with one of the best ones we've had, I think. Just the way the conversation flowed, the chat, it just flowed. I didn't really need to refer to my notes, which is always a good indication of how the conversation's going. At the end of the day, we're on the same goal. Jim's doing it at a slightly different level. He's engaging with the local government, members of parliament. We're trying to put out content to put the industry out, so it was really good to have a chat with him. I say I have met Jim before in a previous career, so I did know him for a brief period, and I think that helped the conversation flow. But a fantastic podcast, one I'm proud of, and can't wait to put out to the general domain for everyone to see. Not much else going on today. I've got to head back down to JCD HQ. I've got to meet up with Mitchell, our drainage engineer, to have a look at a job. So that's going to wrap up Thursday. We've got the final day of the week tomorrow, so I will see you guys in the morning. £6, Friday, Final Thought Friday, as always. It's going to be a new one because, as I always say on the channel, try not to do too much on a Friday. I'll try and keep it relatively relaxed. But there's been plenty going on. Drainage jobs, leaks today. Adam, send you some pictures, chuck them up here. Got a busy week next week on the drainage. It's really going all guns blazing at the moment, which is good. I'm keen to keep pushing that, spending a bit more time on that and making sure that's going as it should. I'm just down at JCD HQ, bought some kit down here, having a look round. Obviously it's a bit of a mess again. I know James tidied it up recently, but as people are in and out, it's just stuff gets left everywhere. So we're going to get some more shelving at the back over here, I think. Get rid of this wooden shelving that's been there a while and get some new bits and pieces. It's been a good week, to be honest. I've really enjoyed doing both the podcasts that we've done this week. Obviously, start of the week was with Chris Forbes. Fantastic journey on the supplier side of things, so it's good to understand the logistics of how that works. And then obviously we had Jim Melvin yesterday. What a great guy. I've met Jim on a few occasions. Very articulate, knowledgeable guy. And I really enjoyed spending the time with him. I think it was one of the best podcasts we've done, in my opinion. Other people might enjoy other episodes more, but I thoroughly enjoyed spending time with him yesterday. And we've got another guest next week, which I'm ultra looking forward to. He's nothing to do with the cleaning industry, but this particular guy, I'm not going to say who he is, because obviously I'm going to leave that to next week, but he specialises in culture, which is an interesting point, to be honest. Yeah, I'm not going to give away too much on that, but I'll leave that to the podcast, because I think that's going to be an epic one as well, which I'm super looking forward to. So yeah, all good in the hood. Really enjoyed this week, enjoyed doing the podcast, being out doing content. Obviously we've got a bit more footage this week, which is also a plus. So yeah, overall a top week. Nothing else planned. I've got loads of drainage jobs going on next week, so I'll take you guys along that. A couple of days I'm out on the tour. We've got tanker jobs all week. So yeah, it's all going to plan, which is what we want. So that's going to wrap up another week of We Are JCD. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. As always, make sure you're following us all on our other social platforms as well. And follow me personally on LinkedIn and Instagram, Chris_JCD_GW. And if you're not following the JCD page, make sure you head over to Instagram, because I know you're all on it, and follow us over there. That wraps up this week. I will see you guys for another busy week next week.